Our guest in this second segment is Janine Outerkirk, the Executive Director of Shelterhouse. Janine, welcome to Community Focus.
Thanks for having me here.
Now, there's a milestone anniversary for Shelterhouse this year. What anniversary is that?
It's a big one. It's our 40th. Back in 1976, a group of concerned citizens decided there was some crime going on behind closed doors and they needed to do something about it. And hence, they did, and Shelterhouse was born.
So what are you doing to celebrate the 40th? What will we see as the general public?
We are having an anniversary celebration on October 19th at the Midland Center for the Arts at 5:30 in the afternoon. So it's free, and we want to invite the public. We want to celebrate who we are. We're going to have the theme through the decades. So we're going to try and show the community how Shelterhouse has grown and changed over the years. Very different from what we were in 1976, where we didn't have a shelter. People took victims into their home and kept them safe. And now, of course, we have the shelter that's a very public location. So we want to show the changes through the decades. So October 19th, Midland Center for the Arts, 5:30.
Now, you also have some new logos to recognize and celebrate the 40 years.
We do. We have a brand new, had a wonderful gift of someone, graphic design artist, designed a 40th year logo for us, which we've been using this year. So we're very excited about that. And we have another new logo for our agency. We wanted to promote a positive outlook in what we do. The work we do is very hard, and people have been through horrific experience, but what we offer is hope, healing, and empowerment. And we want our logo and our materials to reflect that.
So you have some new Shelterhouse services. Tell us about those.
Yeah, we're very excited. One of them is actually about almost a year old. It's called Advocacy Initiated Response, or we call it AIR for short. And what that is we have a partnership with law enforcement here in Midland County. So if the police or the sheriff go out on a domestic violence call and someone is arrested, it used to be that the police officer would say, hey, you might want to call Shelterhouse, here's their number. And we very rarely got a call. So what happens now is that the police send us the name and the information to contact, whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We make that contact within a very short period of time, hopefully within an hour or maybe 2, so that we can reach out to the victim and offer our services. The very first call we got last October, the woman said, thank you for calling. I'm so embarrassed. I never would have called you. So it's that reaching out and making it available. We are finding about 40% of the people we reach out to are actually engaging in services, whether that's helping explain what's going to happen with the criminal justice system, helping them find safety, helping them come to Shelterhouse, get counseling, the wide variety of things we do. We're able to help engage more people for service.
Which is an increase over what had
absolutely.
been done.
It's absolutely.
What's the Blueprint for Safety? Tell us about that.
That's another exciting partnership that we have. We applied to the federal government through the Department of Justice, the Office of Violence Against Women. And so we were able to receive a grant, which is over 3 years. And the purpose of the grant is to help our community develop a coordinated response to domestic violence. So we're working everything from the 911 call through probation to have a coordinated response. So we're working with 911, we're working with the police and sheriff, we're working with the prosecuting office, with the courts, with probation, to make sure that we're all on the same page, working together to make sure in our community people are as safe as they can be.
And so the grant is to come up with a plan, to develop a plan, and then obviously then to implement that plan, and that'll be specific to Midland County because it will be different from anybody else.
Absolutely. And what's very, very cool, and our community can be very, very proud, we were only one of 3 communities in the nation to receive the grant. So that's very prestigious, and we're very excited.
Well, what would you like our viewers to take away from this program today?
Shelterhouse is here to help. We want to make a difference in people's lives. We want people to know that we're there and that we can make a difference for not only the person who's experienced the violence, but for their family and for our community. We want to also make sure that services are there when they need them to be. We want people to know that volunteer opportunities are available. We couldn't do what we do. Last year we had over 14,000 hours of volunteer service, which is the equivalent of just over 7 employees. So we couldn't do what we do without the community support.
In the blueprint for safety, as you develop this plan, is there a way for the someone in the general public to offer input to that?
Absolutely. We have, part of the grant is to have an advocate who is the voice of the community, and her name is Savannah Cook. So call our agency 835-6771 and ask for Savannah, and her job is to be the voice of the victim, to be able to know what's going on in the community and have that input and to make a difference in those processes, protocols that I talked about. So we're real excited about that.
Now, where can our viewers find more information about any of the activities that you've discussed?
Our website is an absolutely wonderful place, which is www.shelterhousemidland.org. Right now we're having our 100 Men campaign, so men taking a stand against domestic and sexual violence, saying, not my wife, not my daughter, not my sister, not my neighbor. And so just that community awareness and saying, enough is enough in our community.
And the phone number you mentioned before, the 835-6771, is a Shelterhouse phone number.
It is, absolutely.
Well, thank you, Janine, for that update on the new Shelterhouse programs and making us aware of what's the resources that are available here in Midland County.
Thank you for inviting me.